Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot and oracle reading for the month of March 2025. Let's get right into it because this is going to be a crazy month for you guys. Well, first off, happy birthday if it's your birthday this month. The sun enters into Aries from Pisces on the 20th. So that will be very significant for you after the 20th. It will be a season with a lot more blessings and luck for you. There's a lot taking place this month astrologically, guys. On the 1st of this month, we have Venus becoming retrograde in your sign, okay? Venus rules over love, beauty, your hobbies, your sense of personal confidence and flair. So that is retrograde. Whenever a planet goes retrograde, I like to think of it as like your parents are leaving you home alone for the weekend, so you're not being supervised. So just make sure you're making the right choices because a lot can go wrong when you are not having that extra protection from the planets. But at the same time, there could be some creative freedoms that you may be tempted into. So just make sure you're not making any rash decisions, especially with it being an Aries, when it comes to your appearance, altering your appearance, your relationships, your love life, etc., etc. We have Mercury entering into your sign as well on the 3rd. Mercury is the sign of communication. So your communication may be very improved, very forceful, very powerful. You have a lot of power this month, Aries. A lot of signs are, or a lot of planets are in your sign. And then for most of the month, we are going to be in eclipse season. And honestly, so eclipse season technically begins on the 14th with the lunar eclipse in Virgo, but we will be in the shadow periods before that, as well as after the eclipse season. And that direct eclipse season will be from the 14th when the lunar eclipse is in Virgo up until the 29th, where we have the solar eclipse in Aries, your sign. So that one in particular will be very, very intense for you. Eclipse season is all about letting go, change. There's just so much. And I'm going to do a whole set of eclipse season readings for you guys, probably next weekend. So make sure you're subscribed and have the notifications on so you can be notified for when I post that. And I will let you know exactly what this eclipse season will be bringing out for you. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And then on the 30th, the day after that happens, we have Neptune moving into Aries, which Neptune is a very slow moving planet. So this will shift the culture for sure. This will shift a lot in our lives, and it's moving into your sign. Neptune rules over spirituality. So some of you guys may be more forceful or spontaneous, having ideas around how to express yourself spiritually. Okay, we'll see a lot of people becoming really into their, very forcefully into their spiritual practices. Neptune and Aries, to me, with what's going on in the political climate, I'm not really enjoying this because Aries, you know, you're the planet of war, you're the planet of self. And so I feel like there's going to be a lot of dogmatic individuals trying to really push their agenda, their personal spiritual agenda onto other people, which is not okay. So make sure you're not becoming dogmatic in your beliefs is what I would say. This can actually have a positive influence if you are somebody who is very spiritually centered, which a lot of people who watch tarot readings are. So for example, you know, some of you guys may even be like opening up your own spiritual businesses or practices, or really putting some stuff into, some energy into the community and the people around you. So this does have the possibility to be positive influences. There's going to be some really big changes happening for you in March, just based off the astrology alone. So let's dive into it. You have the chocolate brownie fairy. I don't know why. I just had a weird feeling that this fairy was going to come out. This is from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle. I don't know why. I was just very drawn to these more whimsical decks this month, probably because the energy shifts and changes are so intense. Chocolate Brownie Fairy is asking you to really indulge, honestly. Indulge in the things that you really enjoy. Some of you guys may be baking more in March. Some of you guys may be indulging in creative hobbies or talents, skills that you perhaps haven't really given much thought to before. Like maybe you get really into making tea, blending your own herbal teas. Maybe you get really into baking bread, croissants, different baked goods, things like that. Maybe you're getting into sewing. Maybe you are really learning how to enjoy, I don't know, whatever it may be. Maybe you're getting really into saunas. Maybe you're getting really into yoga. Maybe you're getting really into fill in the blank. I don't know why I'm seeing this as indulging in things that are not necessarily quote unquote productive, but brings you a lot of joy. So I'm actually really happy to see that. From the Chakra Wisdom Oracle, we have the Workaholic card with the throat chakra. Okay. Self-explanatory, guys. There may be a tendency to really put a lot of effort into your work, into your vision in the month of March, to the point where you may be entering workaholic levels. Now, depending on your lifestyle, some of you guys may be really into this. You know, maybe you've been really wanting to pour into your career and really get a lot out of it. For others of you, this might not be such a positive influence. Maybe you've been wanting some work-life balance and you're just really, really into work and maybe not life. But with the Chocolate Brownie Fairy coming out right next to the Workaholic card, I actually really do feel that there could be potential for a nice balance. We see here in the Workaholic card that they are focused on something very passion-based, which is painting. So I see you giving your all, and it makes a lot of sense. A lot of planets are backing you up right now. And Aries, you're already such a forceful, fiery sign that has the potential to make a lot happen in a little amount of time. That's the power of the fire signs, you know, making rapid change happen. And then on top of that, eclipse season, which is all about rapid change. I just feel like the month of March can really bring a lot of rapid change into your life, specifically around career and work and passion, but also around your personal hobbies and interests. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Relationships may be put on the back burner, honestly, in March. And it makes sense because Venus is going retrograde. Venus ruling over relationships, you know, that may not be the forefront of your mind right now. So if you're single, you may just be like, you know what, I'm just focusing on my own things right now. I'm not going to chase love. I'm not going to, you know, use the apps. I'm not going to just actively run after love and search for that. I'm going to really pour into myself. And if you're in a relationship, what I'm seeing here is that, you know, even if you were in that honeymoon energy and trying to maintain that honeymoon energy with your partner, I am seeing you really prioritizing your own creative projects and productivity career-wise, especially with that Workaholic card. You may be diving really, really deep into creative projects surrounding career. So if you're educating yourself, going to school, if you have your own business that you're growing either on the side or full-time, things like that are really, really sticking out to me. Or if you're an artist of any kind, you may be really, really pouring into that because it feels like there's a lot of ambition, a lot of desire that you have for your personal life, that's where your energy is going. And so romance and relationships, to be quite honest with you, it's not that you can't have those and be happy this month. This month of March is just really centered around the self, especially with all of these planets working in Aries. And even the eclipse season, it's happening in the signs of Virgo and Aries. Virgo being hard work, Aries being the sign of self and focusing on self. Okay, so the energy is quite frankly not conducive towards really pouring your all into relationships and love. It's not to say that you can't have healthy, happy relationships and have fun with those in March. The energy of March is just really primed for you resolving personal issues. Now, here's the kicker. These personal issues may actually help to improve your love life and relationships when you resolve them. So for example, if you are strapped for cash, you have no money, financial stress is a major, major thing on your mind. You're working through that issue in March. And in the end, you know, if you finally work through that issue, you'll be better off in relationships anyways. Does that make sense? So love, matters of the heart, they're not really at the forefront of this month for you, Aries. Okay. So if I were an Aries, I would really focus on resolving personal issues. I would really focus on the self. And even if you have relationship issues, which by the way, with Venus retrograde in Aries, some relationship issues may come up. The key resolution here for that is to focus on self. You know, get personal therapy for yourself, overcome your personal issues, dive deep into, okay, what am I doing wrong in this relationship? And that will be a key solution for you. So yeah, we have the Eight of Pentacles upright again. There's this message of productivity, hard work, getting it out there, high levels of discipline, okay, especially with this Virgo lunar eclipse. You know, lunar being the moon rules over our rhythms, our routines. With that being in Virgo and being such a profound activity with the moon and the sun, we are really, really, really going to be pulled towards our discipline, our hard work, our responsibilities. What do you do every day that's building up towards your goal? Even if it's tedious, you're really, really honing in and doubling down on that productivity, on that routine that's taking you where you want to go. So I'll give you a personal example. I'm training for a marathon right now. It's my first marathon ever. And if I were an Aries, if this was my reading, this would most likely be me doubling down on the miles that I run in the month of March. And will that give me tons of free time? No. But that's what it is. It'll help me reach my goals. Doubling down on career goals, creative projects, things like that, business projects. So we just really, really see you in a nice routine for yourself, your own well-being, that quite frankly does not leave you with tons of time left over to pour into your relationships. But this season of pouring into yourself will eventually lead towards greater relationship energies anyways, if you can successfully break out of that workaholic energy when the planets move again and, you know, kind of don't support the workaholic energy. Does that make sense? We have the Six of Cups in reverse, which again kind of supports this message of relationships aren't really the forefront here. To be honest, some of you guys are really enjoying your alone time, and you know, it may be one of those months where you don't really see friends that often. Some of you guys also may have released an old friend recently, or you feel called currently to release an old friend, old connection that just doesn't serve anymore. I don't know. I'm just feeling you're drawled. You're pulled into really doing the things that bring you pleasure and grow your own life personally. And that leaves very little time left over at the end of the day to pour into these connections that are just not as meaningful or does not provide as much for you as perhaps you would like them to. We have the Strength card in reverse right underneath that Ace of Cups in reverse. So it's going to be so important that if you are in a romantic relationship, that you continue to maintain that relationship. You know, just because this is a month of focusing on self and working hard and productivity does not mean that all relationship issues should just fall to the wayside. And in fact, with Aries retrograde happening for basically the whole entire month, it's going to be very important to pay attention to any relationship issues that do come up for you at this time, because Venus retrograde, did I say Aries retrograde? Venus retrograde in Aries will occur up until the 27th, and then it's still in retrograde, but it moves back into Pisces. So this is really, the whole month is just a time for you to pay attention to any insights that come through when it comes to your relationships, your personal appearance and sense of confidence, your art, your creativity. There will be lots of insights that come through, I'm sure of it. And you want to be very delicate when handling these things. Try to avoid rash spontaneity, especially since this is your sign, Aries, with Venus retrograde there. Try to avoid sharp-tongued energies and turning your relationships into a war zone, okay? Venus being in your sign should give you an extra boost of creativity and that creative inspiration, which pulls you to be really productive, okay? And getting these things done and really experimenting, exploring. And that's great. You know, there's a lot of fire, a lot of passion, a lot of energy behind your creative ideas, behind your personal sense of productivity. Go forth with that. But this same influence will be behind your relationships. And if there are any relationship issues in your life, it'll really come to the surface this month. So pay attention to that. And with the Strength card coming out in reverse, this is a very, very, very big piece of advice to not sweep issues under the rug, because Strength in reverse shows, you know, allowing things to weaken, allowing things to get weak. You need to maintain these things, okay? Maintain your relationships, spend quality one-on-one time with the people who are meaningful to you. Make sure you're hearing them out. You're pouring energy into that. Even if you, quite frankly, why do I keep saying quite frankly, would rather be, you know, at home working on your projects or whatever. Don't let things get too weak, you know? And same thing, like if you've been having a strong routine with something, like let's just say you lift weights, you know, don't let that fall to the wayside because you're obsessed with working right now, you know, because you will get weaker. Same thing with the home and your assets. Make sure you're maintaining it. And because the thing is here, Aries, I'm seeing there's a stronger influence here where it's possible for you to get very honed in and obsessed with some creative project or goal of yours, which is fantastic. A lot can get done with that, but you want to enjoy that while not letting everything else in your life crumble away, if that makes sense. You have the Fool in reverse coming out for you as well. Take the leap of faith. It's okay for you to start new things this month. You know, a lot of people, when there's retrograde seasons, because we also have Mercury going retrograde this month as well, on top of these eclipses, they just avoid taking actions. I would say take the actions. Why not? Heck it. Like, make life interesting. Take actions during these astrologically turbulent times. The Fool card in reverse, you know, it's saying take that leap of faith, talk to that person, make that change that you want to make, whatever, etc., etc. Final card out is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I think you're very, very pulled towards material wealth and abundance at this time. The physical pleasures of life, you may feel like you don't get to enjoy as much as you like, you know. The very high quality, tasty foods that you want to eat, the clothes you want to wear, the decorations you want to have your house, the car you want, you may not have all of those things. And this is what's really pulling you into this workaholic, creatively productive energy in March, honestly. It is that sense of desire for more. So yeah, that's your monthly reading. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this month ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, shamanic life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course, so check it out. Bye-bye.